Are we ready to save the census?
Yes!
Then let them hear us inside. Count me in. Count me in. Count me in.
The Supreme Court heard a tense round of arguments Tuesday as the High Court prepares to decide whether the Trump administration can add a citizenship question to the 2020 census. The state of New York is leading the charge. Their lawyer told the 9-member panel that re-adding the question, which was removed nearly 70 years ago, would skew the accuracy of the data. Supreme Court expert Amy Howe says the liberal justices and those who brought the case believe some won't fill out the questionnaire at all out of fear.
If you have the citizenship question on the census, then you're going to have households with undocumented immigrants or Hispanic immigrants are going to be much less likely to respond to the census.
That, they say, could hurt the report's accuracy. The Census Bureau agreed. They issued numerous reports saying not only would adding the question cost more, but they expect 5.8% of the population won't respond. They say that's a conservative estimate. So why does it matter if a portion of the population doesn't respond? It's all about representation and money. The 435 members of the House of Representatives are chosen based on that data. So if less people respond, there might be less representation in those areas.
States that have large populations of Hispanic and undocumented immigrants tend to skew Democratic, so that this could result in fewer Democratic seats in the House of Representatives.
It also determines the electoral votes, so blue states could be in trouble there as well. House says $900 billion of funding used census data for 320 federal programs in fiscal year 2016. So those communities could stand to lose a lot of money that typically helps them. The federal government, on the other hand, says they're bringing back the citizenship question to help the Department of Justice better enforce the Voting Rights Act. They also say it exists in other census questionnaires sent to fewer households across the country. Critics like the protesters outside the court say Secretary Wilbur Ross is just looking for a reason to add the question. The justices, who typically joke around throughout arguments, were interrupting each other more than usual. Howe thinks this is an indication of a divided court.
It seems like we're looking at one of your classical 5-4 decisions with the conservative justices on one side and the liberal justices on the other side.
A decision won't be handed down until June, the same month the census is scheduled to be finalized for printing.